Well, hello. This is Sandra R. Blythe, and welcome to the Room Where It Happens podcast, and welcome to 2026. I am elated that I have rebooted this podcast in a way where we can all be a part of it. You can be inspired, you can be encouraged, and you can join in through chatting in the message box. You can do all of those things where we can engage. I will ask you to subscribe if you're watching this under the YouTube link. Please subscribe and follow me throughout the year. Let's get this started. What are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about show me the love. That's right. I said it. Show me the love. Have you ever heard someone say, let's get personal. Have you ever said, I love everybody? Come on now, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Those questionable conversations where somebody might be accusing you of not liking someone, and then you say something like, oh, but I love everybody. That's an interesting statement. It's a powerful statement. And more times than not, it's not accurate. It just sounds good, right? It sounds good. I'm not throwing rocks. I'm not trying to tear down anything. I just want you to listen and learn and go on the journey with me. Where I'm going with this is we have to be very careful when we say we love everybody because love is a word that we use very freely, but it's also a word that we execute very poorly. Love is action. It's something that we do. It's not something that we say. We've heard the old adage, I can show you better than I can tell you. And trust me, when it comes down to love, that is a very accurate statement when you say, I can show you better than I can tell you. So when I talk about this, show me the love, it is positioning us to put ourselves in a space where we're not talking the talk, we're walking the walk. We're not being selective, we're not discriminating, we're not being biased. We are genuinely growing, blossoming, and blooming to that space where when you say, I love everybody, I can see that in you, you can see that in me. That's the journey we're going to take today. Those are the things I want to talk to you about because this is important. Believe me, if one person takes this and implements it and shares it with somebody else and they implement it and they share it with somebody and they implement it, consider what our world would look like because we're looking at love through a different lens. We're looking at love as action. We're looking at love as something valuable, but more than anything, we're looking at love as something that is needful. And if it's needful, we're willing, we're able, and we're ready to do it. If you are a Bible student, you may be familiar with the passage that says, love one another as I have loved you. And this is Christ talking to his disciples. And he's telling them, love one another as I have loved you. That is a powerful statement. No question. Love one another as I have loved you. And when we think about the love that has been extended from Jesus, the love that has been extended from God, when we think about the power of that love, what that has done, how that has shaped us, how that has moved us, how that has saved us, how that has extended grace to us, how that has extended mercy to us, how that has allowed our lives to evolve in the way that it has, that word love becomes very powerful. The love he extended and extends today is unconditional. Let's go there. Come with me. Let's take this walk. Unconditional love. Show me the love. Love can be easy to show at times because we can be biased, we can be selective, we can be discriminatory about who we love, how we love them, when we love them. if we love them. But if we love one another as he has loved us, baby, there's no discrimination, there's no bias, there's no selectiveness, there's no picking and choosing. It's unconditional and it's open to everybody I come in contact with. It's open to everybody that you come in contact with. Love is open to everybody, regardless of what they have done to you, regardless of what they have said to you, regardless. It's open. Well, I can't love him because you don't know what he did. I can't love her because you don't know what she said to me. I can't love because they don't look like me. I can't love because they don't act like me. I stop it. Stop it. Unconditional love. There's no restrictions, there's no perimeters, there's no criteria, requirements, there's nothing attached to love other than do. How about that one? Nothing attached to love but do. Do what? Do love. Do love one another. Show me the love. Show it to me. When you are showing love one to another, there is compassion, there's sympathy, there's empathy. And here's the one that can make us stumble: benefit of the doubt. I can give you the benefit of the doubt because I love you. And that means when I give you the benefit of the doubt, it may not be what I think it is. You may not have said what you said based on what I think. You may not have done what you've done based on what I think. And when I love you and we and I am in action, I'm in action with my love, guess what? I got to think about this. I got to think, is this really what I have written the narrative to be, or is it something different? Wow. Compassion, sympathy, empathy, benefit of the doubt. And there's many, 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 many more things we could attach to that word love. But we don't have the time to do all of those. But I wanted to bring some of those. Here's the funny thing about love: we want it, but we don't always want to give it. And we want it to look a certain way, but we don't always want to give it a certain way. But if we use that golden rule, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, and we replace that and we say, love others as we would have them love us, wow. Just think about what that looks like. Love other people the way you want to be loved. Ooh, that's hard. That's hard, Sandra. Why are you asking me to do that? Because we tend to be people of double standards. This is what I want. This is how I want it. But guess what? Don't expect me to do that for you. Oh man, this is getting good. This is good. This is getting good. And it might be just a little bit uncomfortable. But you know what? At the end of this, we can grow. We can become better people. We can become better lovers. And I'm not talking about romantic, I'm talking about love for humanity. If we walk through this and let it be uncomfortable, we can be better lovers of humanity. Now, don't let me get sidetracked because I said we should give what we want to receive. We should love the way that we want to be loved. It's an exchange. It is an absolute exchange. But we struggle with that. We want to pick and choose. We want to have biases. We want to be selective. We don't want to be unconditional lovers. We want to say, I love you as long as you do A, B, and C. And when you cease to do it, I will no longer love you. When you are not what I want you to be, when you don't do things the way I think you should do them, when you don't meet the standards, when you don't meet my expectations, that's when my love changes. That's when my love ceases. And what if that same attitude was given to you? What if other people did that to you? Where would you be? How many people would be in your circle? How many people would stand and support you in your space? If that's the type of love that was extended to you, we've always got to think a two-way street. We cannot think one-way street. We have to think two-way street. We don't want to serve people something that we do not want served to us. So when we talk about love, we got to really think that thing through. We got to really consider, are we going to be people who extend conditional love versus unconditional love? And I understand hurt. I understand disappointment. I understand frustration. I understand being deceived. I understand being disrespected. I understand all of those things. But guess what? Despite that, it does not give us a free pass to not love other people. I don't love them because they disrespected me. I don't love them because they don't like me. I don't love them because, and we could go on and on about why we don't love people. And somewhere in the midst of it, you know what? It sounds like a good reason. It sounds like a good reason. But if we go back and we listen to love one another as I have loved you, and we have to look at that, not, we don't even need the magnifying glass, but when we think about love one another as I have loved you, and we think about God and his love and his extending of his love, at what point do we shut ours off? Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute. I think I just said something. If we look at the love of God, the love that he extends, at what point should, could, would we shut our love off toward humanity, toward the person that sits next to you at your job, toward a relative, toward a best friend? When do we shut that love off? When do we change, shift, and shrink our love because it don't look the way we want it to look? Because he don't look, because she don't look, because they don't look, because they don't do, I'm gonna shrink it. Because they don't look, because they don't do, I'm gonna take it away from them. And just think if we were extended that same type of love, how sad that would be for us. We got to think about this. Let me go a little bit further with you. We can make assumptions about who people are. Oh, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. Let me say it again. We can make assumptions about who we think people are, about what we think they've done, what we think they have gone through or not gone through. We can make a lot of assumptions about an individual and have no context, none. And invariably, what that comes down to is you don't know my story. You think you know my story. And because you think you know my story, you withhold your love. Oh, come on now. Come on. Come on. Let's bring it home. Because I can assure you without any question, without any doubt, without any apprehension, without any hesitation, there are people who you have met and they didn't know your story, but they wrote their own narrative. And when they wrote their own narrative about a story they knew nothing about, they made the decision to withhold their love from you. Bam. That should resonate with one person, if not many, to hear what I just said. A person can make assumptions about what they think they know, draw false conclusions, write their own narrative, and based on that and that alone, withhold their love from you. You don't know my story. Stop passing judgment. Stop making assumptions. Stop trying to write a narrative. Really get to know people before you make the poor decision to withhold your love. Let me talk a little bit about this because I said show me the love, and obviously I'm not speaking in a romantic frame. I'm not speaking about the romantic love. I'm talking about loving one another. I'm talking about love for mankind, love for your neighbor, that type of love. So when we're talking about that and we use that word love, I want us to be very, very clear what we're saying. Love encompasses being concerned, caring about your well-being. I don't wish any harm to you. I don't wish you any ill. I don't have any ill feelings about your life, what will happen to you, you as a person, you as an individual. I want the best for you. I want you to be safe. I want you to be supported. I want you to be in a good place. I want you to have the blessings. Love. I am concerned about your well-being. Sometimes we don't like a person, but we love them. I just messed you up, didn't I? Sometimes we don't like a person, but we love them. I don't like your ways. I don't like how you carry yourself. I don't like how you do certain things, how you approach certain things. But I love you, action word. What does that mean? I love you. I care about your well-being. I want you to do well, be well, succeed. I want you to be successful and I want to support you. So guess what? Even though I don't like your ways, because that's basically what we're talking about. If you need me and it is going to impact your well-being, I'm showing up. Wow. But Sandra, I don't really I get that, but this is impacting their well-being. So what I feel compelled to do based on the love that I have is I'm showing up. You need a loaf of bread? I'm here. Whatever your need is that impacts your well-being, I can show up. That's the action of love. That's the action of supporting your well-being, being there for you, wanting the best for you, not cheering you on in ill will that you fail, that you don't have, that you can't succeed. That's not love. So when we talk about show me the love, listen. We got to be willing to support people's well-being. We have to be willing to love and care enough that if you fall down, if you have a need, I will serve that. Regardless of what I may think, I will serve that. Because at the end of the day, everybody doesn't agree with what you do. Oops, everybody doesn't agree with what you say. Everybody doesn't agree with your lifestyle. But man, isn't it nice to know that even those people who don't agree love you enough? Action, love you enough that if you are in need, you will not go without. If you are hurt, they want to see you treated. They want care to be extended to you. They love you enough that they care about your well-being. It's not about putting conditions on this. It's not about putting expectations. It's not about setting standards. It's not about requirements. It's about that unconditional, genuine love that will move me to do for you, even if I don't agree with everything that's going on in your life. even if I don't agree with the type of person you are. Even if, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Even if I've been hurt by something you have done, I am willing to help you with something that impacts your well-being. And I know that's hard. And I know that sounds unreasonable. And I know that sounds like something that should not be requested, recommended, required, or suggested. But at the end of the day, everybody matters. Everybody matters. And there's not enough room for any of us to pick and choose who we care about, who we love, what we'll do for them. There's not enough room for us to back away and say, well, with this person, I will never help them. I will never do anything for them because I don't like them. Because whatever your reason is, because if everybody does that, that cluster is going to be really small when it comes down to people being helped, cared about, nurtured, supported. When we remember that we need each other, when we remember that everybody's imperfect, when we remember that everybody deserves to be loved, that's when we will show our love. That's when we'll rise to the occasion. That's when we'll meet that unspoken standard, which is love one another. Just love one another. But we've got to get there. We've got to grow. We've got to stretch. We've got to go through some spaces that might even seem uncomfortable, but trust and believe when we get through those uncomfortable spaces, we will have learned how to embrace love on an entirely different level that allows us to love in spite of and not because of. That's where we get tripped up. We want to love people because of. And if we can't do it because of, we want to give up. We want to withhold our love because there isn't a because. I love them because they're this and they're that and they're wonderful and they do great things. If we don't have a because, we are in a fight internally to love people in spite of. That's where our emotional maturity happens. When I can love you in spite of, I am becoming emotionally mature. And that's a beautiful thing for all of us to acquire, that we learn how to love in spite of. I am so glad that we have a new year to refresh and restart. And if you spent 2025 extending conditional love, not loving everybody, loving because of and not in spite of, here is your opportunity for a fresh start. Here is your opportunity to take what has been shared with you today and to embrace, love one another as I have loved you, and put it to practice. Show me the love. This is the time to stop wanting people to love you regardless while you love them with conditions. This is the time to work on empathy, compassion, sympathy, benefit of the doubt. This is a time for you to work on making sure you know people's story and not trying to judge it and determine if you should love that person. This is the year, this is the time, and the time starts now. It's time to hit the reset button. It's time to look at you. Man, have I been loving people because of, or have I been loving people in spite of? There are no perfect people. And if that's the campaign you're on, you're going to be sadly disappointed. So you love people with all the scars and bumps and bruises and cuts, mistakes, flaws. You love them. People that you may not have intimate relationships with, you love them. People that don't look like you love them. People that don't act like you love them. People that aren't part of your inner circle, I said it, you love them. Your homework, because you have homework after this. Learn how to extend grace. For you to love everybody, trust me, you got to extend some grace. You have to. Stop trying to create an environment where people have to earn your love. That's too high of a bar for anybody. You want people to earn your love. No, you love. You love in spite of. So you got to earn. When I start saying love because, love because, love because, that's me positioning you to earn my love. But when I can say love in spite, love in spite, love in spite, there is nothing you have to earn. I am giving it to you without any cost. So the homework is we're going to learn how to extend grace because when we can extend that grace, baby, we'll start loving a whole lot more and we'll start loving a whole lot more people because we know what it is to extend grace. Because somewhere in this, I believe, and I'm just throwing this out there, I believe you want people to extend grace to you, regardless of what's going on in your life, regardless of what's going on with you, regardless of what's going on in your heart. You want people to extend that grace. We need each other. And if we can get that lesson, listen, the world is going to look so much better. But we got to get the lesson. We need each other. We don't have time to judge people and put some type of stipulations around if we gonna help them, if we love them. Let's stop that. It's too much energy. It's too much work. And that's not the way the world was ever intended to go around, right? Thank you so much for joining me for the room where it happens. Show me the love. We will be back soon to take on another brave conversation. Put any thoughts or questions in the box for me. But most of all, if you're looking at this and you're in YouTube, please, 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 please hit subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for being in tune with this message. Bye.